I'm Super T Sigma, and this is the resistance. I used to be afraid of everything, afraid of people, afraid of myself, afraid of my thoughts. And this fear caused me a lot of karmic penalties and a lot of loss of time, a lot of loss of resources. So never let your life be governed by fear. And if you have, see how to correct the mistake. The answer and the key to fear, the cure for fear is knowledge. Whatever you're afraid of, learn about it, master it, and then you conquer it, and then you move on. And sometimes we feel like it's different issues that these situations of fear will manifest in, but it's really just fear. And fear will try to hide in different components of an individual's life. This has been the case for me before because I'm human. So in gaining the human experience, I had to experience things that I was afraid of. And I always dig back through the archives of my life and my memories. And I think about all the things that I've been afraid of and all of the subsequent failures that followed my fear. And I analyze it and learn the lesson of fear for the next level so that whatever level it is, it can still be the same animal if it's a test that you don't pass. Sometimes it can be fear of people. Other times it can be fear of opportunity. The fear can present itself in so many different ways, but it's just one monster. It's just fear. Even if you're angry or hate somebody, it's still going to be some kind of fear attached to it on some level. It may not even have anything to do with them, and usually it doesn't. Usually the cure to fear is it requires an inside job. It requires inside maintenance. You have to go inside yourself and look at the kind of things that intimidate you, the kind of scenarios, the kind of positions that intimidate you, that give you pause, that give you reservation, hesitation. You look at those things and you begin to learn more and more about them. Just dig in. You just dig in, find out what's what, and gain as many different opinions or viewpoints, perspectives as possible. Through the multitude of counselors, there is safety. That's one of the proverbs, I believe. And so do that. You have Google to your advantage. You have a fast search engine that, at the click of a mouse, at the press of a phone screen, at the sound of your voice, you can dig up anything you want to learn about. So now the onus is on our desire. Now we're in a position where we only know because we don't want to know. I'll repeat that because this is linked into fear. We only know what we don't want to know. When it comes to something we're afraid of, our ego will try to dismiss whatever it is. It'll try to say, we're not going to deal with that right now. That's too much. That's too heavy. That's too much pressure. It requires too much work. What if this happens? What if we start making up scenarios to take ourselves out of the game before we even jump in the game? It's a jump ball right now. Tip off. And the ball is in the air. Jump. Knock it to your teammate. And then run down the hoop. Run down the court. Get ready for a score. If the other guy got it, if the other team got it, back down and guard your goal. Sometimes you got to guard your mind. Other times you got to intrude on other minds. Especially if those minds are trying to take advantage of and dominate your mind. We're talking about fear because it's going to manifest itself in people if we don't learn the lesson in the things. And if we don't learn the lesson in the things or the people, then it'll take place inside our body. It can start generating some physical symptoms, whatever it takes to make that alarm clock ring louder and louder and louder. And each time we hit snooze, that alarm clock gets louder and louder and louder. What you want to do is wake up. You want to wake up, and then you want to get up. Don't just wake up, because a lot of us are woke, but we're not doing anything with our wokenness. You have to wake up and then get up. And after you get up, then you get going. I'm Super T Sigma. This is the resistance. Overcoming fear. We can never stress it enough. Because that's one of the ultimate enemies that we have to face. Just fear, simply fear. That's it. That's what corrupts the balances of power, fear. That's what eliminates self-esteem, fear. That's what makes us seek validation outside of ourselves rather than accepting validation within ourselves is fear. That's all it is fear. It's not hatred. It's not racism. It's not prejudice. It's fear. It's not greed. It's fear. It's fear. Greed comes from you fearing scarcity. So you want to take everything because you fear that other people will use it up. It's all fear. All of it is fear. Don't be afraid. If you want to skip to the front of the line, I'll put it to you like this. Don't be afraid of death. You were out of your body for much longer than you were in your body. Look at how many naps you take and how many times you go to sleep at night. You leave at that point. Death is the same thing. And is set up where you'll never really know the difference anyway. So what does it matter? How do you know we're not all dead? And this is not a dream. You see? Fear not. Fear not. Have no fear. Have no fear. You can be startled. You're human. You can be surprised and shocked for a second, startled. You're a human. But fear is when you let those things that throw you off keep you off. No, you just regain focus and go back toward whatever your original path was. For you, you know what your path is. It makes your heart sing. It's the thing that you can do all day. You know what your path is, no matter what it is. Nobody has a right to judge it. This is between you and yourself. I'm Super T Sigma, and this is the resistance.